Hi guys, it's Miss Dawson. I just recorded a mini lesson on an app called Explain Everything, and it will not upload to YouTube. So I'm going to do it again. This is our mini lesson for 14.1. It's our math lesson. Okay, so this is the practice page for the math lesson. Okay, the key with this is vocabulary. So question number 1 says name 4 points. Well, if you know what a point is, then it's easy. A point is just a dot, it looks like that, and it'll have something next to it, like an L or an M or a T, it doesn't matter, but it's just a dot, okay? That is a point. So if you look over here, it says name 4 points. Well, the 4 points would be W, X, Y, and Z. That's it. The next one, number 2, name 4 lines. The key to a line is that it's straight and then it goes in 2 directions. It's like an arrow. Doesn't matter which directions it's going, could go up, down, left, right, as long as it's going in 2 directions. And a line technically is never ending. That's why you have the little arrow here signs. It means it goes on forever and ever. So that is a line. Now let's go back to our page, and we want to know what the lines are. Well, the way you label a line is with those letters. So I see that it goes whoop, so that line would be WX. You see how it's labeled it there? See how it goes straight? And you see how it goes on forever and ever? Another line would be YZ. See how it goes on forever like that? We can also have lines going in other directions like this, YW. You can call it line YW. You could also call it line WY. Same thing. Next one, ZX or XZ. Going up and down, it's straight, 2 points going through it. Those are your 4 lines. Number 3, name 2 pairs of parallel lines. The key to getting these lessons is just learning the vocab. Parallel means they don't touch. Sometimes you'll hear me say in the hallway, walk parallel to the blue. It means don't walk in it, you're walking right next to it. So parallel lines, they're gonna look like that. They go in all directions. P-A-R-A-L-L-E-L. My trick to remembering what a parallel line is you see these L's right here? They're never going to touch. They're parallel. That's my key to remembering it. Okay, so then our parallel lines, which ones aren't crossing? This one's not crossing with this one. So WY is parallel to XZ. Okay, and then we also have WX is parallel to YZ. Number 4, your word is perpendicular. That's how you say it, perpendicular. Perpendicular lines make a right angle or a plus sign. Okay, you see, and they're perfect looking. It's like an exact perfect corner. Those are perpendicular. Perpendicular. It's a really long word just for meaning that it makes like a perfect square. My way to remember it is perpendicular or perfect, kind of something like that. So 2 pairs of perpendicular lines. Look for the perfect plus signs right here and right here, right here and right here. So W and Y is perpendicular to W and X, because see how it makes that plus sign right there in the center? There can be more than one set of perpendicular lines, but it just wanted us to name those. What geometric term could you use to describe the top and bottom sides of a chalkboard? So I'm just gonna like draw a quick, that's like a little picture of a chalkboard. So it says the top and the bottom. Well, is this top ever gonna cross this bottom? What if it went on forever and ever? It's never gonna cross it. And when they never cross, those were parallel. What geometric term could you use to describe a chalkboard? So this goes back to some vocab from another lesson, and it is flat. Key to it being flat could could go sprawl in all directions. That's called a plane. I think it's like that, plane. Okay, what term could you use to describe the tip of your pencil? Well, it's just like, that's mine. It's just like a dot. So which one of these goes with just being a dot? Point. You might hear it be called the point of your pencil. All right, so down looking here, this one is just using your vocabulary that we learned to identify what's going on in the picture. So this one kind of looks like a whiteboard, kind of looks like a sheet of paper. That goes back to being a plane. It's just a flat surface. Number 9, are those lines ever going to cross? The line LM and HI, do you think if they went on forever and ever they would ever cross? No. So then those are parallel. Number 10, they make a perfect T. You looked over at your notes. The one that made the perfect T was perpendicular. 11, that one's easy. It's just a dot. It's just a point. 12, they make a perfect T, but it's a sideways T. Doesn't matter. As long as that perfect T is in there somewhere, then they're perpendicular. Number 13, they're not perfect, but they cross. If they cross and they're not at a perfect T, they're just called intersecting. You might hear roads be called intersections. It's like where two roads cross because they're intersecting, they're crossing each other. 14 is having two lines, but they're not going to touch, so those are parallel. All right, this one says, in 15 through 17, describe each image using a geometric term. Those are kind of hard to see. If you look close, it's cars, and they're crossing. So I'm going to say intersecting. If you look here, those two cars would never cross even if they kept going. Oh yeah, that one could be intersecting or perpendicular. These, they're not going to cross, so they're parallel. And then these are definitely going to cross. Oh, come on. If they kept driving, they would cross, so those are intersecting. Hopefully this helped a little bit. We're going to get used to it. So let me know if you have questions. I'm going to try and do more videos. Y'all are giving me feedback about how your lessons have gone so far, so that's good. I'm going to change some things for next week. But hopefully this helped, and I'll do a lesson 14.2 next.